Friday means Friday Flicks on the morning show, and that is exactly what film critic Pam Powell is here to talk about today.
Yes, Chuck is out with the flu, so Pam, thanks so much for being here.
Absolutely, Chuck. We're going to miss you today, and we might just disagree on something, but I don't have to hear about it.
Hey, there you go.
You don't have to have a food fight on camera today.
No, definitely not.
Love that.
A little more relaxed.
So there's one that we're talking about today, which is what we're going to start with, Holmes and Watson, which got actually a 0 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow. When is the last time that has happened? It's been a while.
It's pretty rare.
Probably Happy Time Murders was the last time it got something so low.
Which was a shame because that one looked like it was entertaining.
You know what? I was okay with that one. I was not okay with this one. Holmes and Watson, when you pair up John C. Reilly with Will Ferrell, you think you've got another Step Brothers or maybe Talladega Nights. Those are fun movies. Those are my guilty pleasures.
Yeah.
And the writer of this film, Holmes and Watson, is Ethan Coen, who gave us Idiocracy and Tropic Thunder. So the two great fun movies, again, guilty pleasures.
One of the Coen brothers, right?
I don't believe he's a Coen brother.
Different.
I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
Coen.
Ethan, E-T-A-N, so a little different.
Gotcha.
So I was hoping really for another just laugh out loud, funny, rip-roaring, good time all the way through the movie. And we don't have this at all. It starts off rather strong. We meet Holmes, Sherlock Holmes, when he's a little boy, and he's dropped off at boarding school. And he's a bit of a nerd, and he gets picked on incessantly. He vows to never have another emotion ever again in his life, and then he meets his best friend, John Watson. The two grow up together, and then we fast forward to the current day when they are adults, and they are the renowned dynamic duo of crime fighting and problem solving in London. This is where the story takes a nosedive. They're just incompetent, and there's no sense of style and there's no sense of intelligence within the rest of the movie. At least that was my perception. It's funny in parts. It's not to say that there aren't some redeeming qualities in this film. They do bring up some topical issues that are a lot of fun. We see the perhaps origins of pay-per-view, and we see the origins of SoulCycle. Those were fun. Unfortunately, that common thread of comedy just isn't stitched through this tapestry of cinema, and what we have is a lot of dullness. When we get toward the end of the film, as I was starting to doze off, all of a sudden they break out into song, and we feel like we're in a Broadway musical, which was a bit of fun. Unfortunately, as I said before, it's just idiocracy, unfortunately, just idiocy throughout most of the film.
Do you think it was like they were trying too hard, or what?
I think they were. I think that they really, and you can almost see it in Reilly and Ferrell's faces, like, okay, this is a funny joke, and then let's take it 10 steps too far. And it just goes on and on. If you've seen the trailer is hysterical. I really enjoyed the trailer. Just stay home and watch the trailer a few times, and you'll be good with that. The selfie with the Queen, that's funny. The beginnings of the selfies. And then they just continue it on and on and on. It's like, you know what, you can't beat a dead horse, and these jokes are just dead horses.
So would you recommend this for anybody to watch?
No.
Is this for anyone who would find it?
No, why don't you wait for just watch the trailer. Just stay home and watch the trailer.
I love that.
Think that's
Stay at home and save your money.
That's really funny. Okay, so
consider
next,
that one panned.
Definitely, most definitely. The next one is, we were joking about the fact that these are period pieces. We've got Holmes and Watson taking place in a century before, and now we have Mary, Queen of Scots, which takes place back in the 1500s. And this is actually made my top 10 list of films of 2018. It's written it's actually directed by Josie Rourke, and it's written by, the screenplay is about the book by John Guy. Stars Saoirse Ronan as Queen Mary and Margot Robbie as Queen Elizabeth I. This takes us back in history, and if you're not a fan of history, you're not a fan of British history, not to worry. If you just have to be a fan of great stories, and this is a remarkable story. It's about two powerful women. We've got Saoirse Ronan as Queen Mary, who comes back from France, a widow, and goes to reclaim her throne. She is the rightful heir to the throne of England. She finds it's not as easy as she thought it was going to be, as she has her cousin, Queen Elizabeth, sitting in that throne. The two cousins, they are cousins, battle first intellectually and then physically with ensuing wars that occur. Poor Elizabeth has a lot of issues. She can't find love. She's lonely. She's miserable. She's ugly on the inside and becomes ugly on the outside. She has no heir. She can't have a child. Then we have Mary, on the other hand, that has this powerful wisdom about her. Even though she's so young, she's compassionate and she's beautiful on the inside, and she brings that strength and courage with her even into the battlefield, as you see in this clip. It's a gorgeous story of power and double crossings and love and passion and murder and religion, and also equality of the sexes. It really brings us back in time to this Elizabethan era where women were not considered to be worthy of leading a country. And so we've got all these men who are vying for this power. And as I said, it's just a riveting story, compelling and beautifully told. It really brings this era, this life, a breath of life into history that, I'm sorry, I did not pay attention in high school when I was learning all of this. And it really brings these personalities to life, and we get to know these people, and they were people who were trying to do what they thought was the right thing to do.
So if you're a fan of, you know, historical dramas or anything like that, then
you're going to love this, absolutely love this. But I think anybody is going to love this. I think it shows a lot of history, but it also shows a lot of who these people are in the royal families and the pressures that these women were under in an era that was ruled by men and religion. And we've got Catholics versus Protestants and the politics of the day. And it's really quite beautifully told, just absolutely sitting on the edge of your seat, just glued to the screen, and every single moment's important.
And just from the trailer that we were showing, it looks like it's beautifully done too.
Yeah.
It is. It makes you definitely feel like you're stepping back in time. The big screen isn't, I don't think, a necessity for this film.
Okay.
Because it's Scotland and England, and it's cloudy and foggy all the time. But the production design, you know, feeling like you're in these cold, dank, dingy castles.
You're there.
And you're there. You are feeling everything that they're feeling. They even bring up topics of sexuality and identity, which is really remarkable for that time period, bringing it into our current day and the questions and the issues that we're dealing with today.
Yeah,
wow.
very
It's really
interesting.
beautifully done. I highly recommend this. I believe this is playing at the Art Theater. I'm not sure for how long, so go see this film. It's definitely, I hope, going to be Academy Award nominations coming for this one as well. It's definitely made my top 10 list.
Worth your time.
Wow. Yeah, I'm excited to see it.
Yeah. Does Chuck agree?
I don't know. I haven't heard, between the coughs today on the phone, I didn't have the heart to make him talk too terribly much more.
Yeah.
But you can go to our Facebook page, Real Talk with Chuck and Pam, and I'm guessing he might be sitting by his computer. In fact, I felt my phone go off a couple times. He might be texting me his views, and I might be saying something totally different than what he thinks. So.
Well, there you go. Go to Real Talk with Chuck and Pam and see what Chuck has to say. At least he can type right now, right?
He can. I think he can. I don't think he's so bedridden that he can't type, so we'll see what he comes up with.
Absolutely. All right, Pam, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
We'll be right back.